Hi, good day. My name is Eilert Poulsen, and today I'm going to demonstrate a research toy project of mine that I worked together with Søren Dubois at the IT University of Copenhagen. So what this tool is a static analysis tool that helps you in terms of GDPR to figure out what kind of business processes that use personal data in your solution. And in order to demonstrate this, we're going to use this identity test project. And what we kind of want to achieve is that we kind of want to figure out what business processes use personal data, and based on that, extract those processes out and allow users to consent, or rather opt into those business processes. Because if users don't want to be processed as in terms of GDPR, then it shouldn't be on they should not be processed by the business process. And let's try that out. So we have the standard identity test project that uses identity as an authentication scheme. So let's actually just look at an application user. So an application user represents a data subject, a person, legal person in the European Union that can actually give consent. And we know that a person as well can also contain personal information. In this case, it has a name, date of birth, CPR number. It has other information that are not necessarily interesting in terms of personal information. But let's actually try to use the concept I built here. So we have personal identifiable information. We kind of want to specify what data is used here, and data is interesting in terms of the user. So he has a name, he has a date of birth, as well as a CPR number, which is can be pretty sensitive. And so now the static analysis tool will assist us to figure out what kind of business process throughout the solution uses this application user. All right, so I pre-made this controller called notification controller, because in our solution we kind of want to notify users of using emails for example, marketing purposes. As we see here, we have marketing, as well as security purposes. So if we just check out this tool, the static analysis tool, we see that it gives us green squiggle underneath, and it will actually suggest to us that we actually tag it with PII attribute, rather that we tag it with purpose attribute. So like it will even suggest us like a code fix for us here. So if we just say yes for that, we will see that it automatically suggested that because this method uses a user, contains a user type, it would automatically suggest that, oh yeah, the purpose of this method was to use this data. For what purpose? Well, we're going to specify. We're going to say marketing, because that's actually what it uses for. So now we specify the purpose there. So let's do the same thing for this method here. Security purpose, and we'll also extract name, date of birth, and CPR number. Let's just do security. There we go. All right. So the first parameter is just the why, and the second parameter is what is being used. All right, so, but it still gives us a squiggle, and that means that it's going to recommend that we want to extract information to a separate file, because we kind of want to generate a list of these purposes so we can actually present it to the user in a way that they can opt in, like a clear way. So let's actually look into it. And it says that we should add it to a list, and we're going to, as previously, this suggests a refactoring, a code fix for us, so it automatically add it to the correct place. All right, so if we just look at the GDPR project here, it's going to add it to the policies file in GDPR project. So if we check it out, we see that it also pretty much added it here. So if we go back to a notification controller, we can also do the same thing here. We can just say that, all right, let's go with the code refactoring suggestion. And we saw that it also added it next to it. All right, so let's actually try to test this out. Like, let's see how this works. The idea behind this, the novel idea behind it is that you would like to have GDPR compliance as a part of your software development process. As such, if we run this project now, it will automatically seed the database with these marketing security purposes through the startup, the program here, because we using this use the service to inject like whenever the application starts up. This could be done in different ways, but this is like a suggested way to do it. All right, let's go back to the previous project. There you go. We save this. Rather, it's save automatically, but let's just run this. All right, let's try it out. So now when we start this project up, we will see a standard ASP.NET Core identity template, and we have all the regular stuff up here. We have the GDPR policies, which is a modification I made, also marketing emails action and security email action. So we can try it out. So if you go to marketing emails, there's no user that's actually has opted in for that process. Neither has anyone opted in for security emails. So if we go back, let's actually try to go to GDPR policies. And as a user, I can actually access that page. And now we see a list of business processes that allow that we can opt into process our personal identifiable information. Let's just say that I want security. I'm not that interested in marketing, but I like the idea of security. I consent. So that means that now if I go to marketing emails, they will be empty because this is not going to process any user that has not opted in. So if we go to security emails now, we still see us. We see our user because these actions don't actually do anything, but they list the users that have opted in for those processes. So this is just demonstration. That means that, for example, now if we log out to a different user, let's try it out. Let's log in. Let's go for this one here. Yes, there we go. And let's say that this user wants to opt in for all of them. And now if we go to marketing emails, we will see that, oh, right, we opt in for marketing. Great. And if we go to security emails, we opt in also for our security. It means that, as we saw earlier, like now it lists both users. All right. So this is kind of the basic premise of the project. It's a early research test to figure out to what extent can you use static analysis to help you in GDPR compliance. It's obviously kind of limited in the sense that it only focuses on consent. And the issue is that, for example, there should also be possible to have different kinds of consent. Like there's also types of business processes that do not require you to give a consent. Because, for example, like if you order a product, how should I put it? You order a physical product through Amazon, obviously you would not necessarily need to opt in to send them your address so you can actually get the physical product. But stuff that's not part of that would have to be opt in, for example, marketing maybe. All right. If you're interested in this project, like maybe to take a look at it yourself, you can actually go to my GitHub repository. It's obviously in progress, so it's still a work in progress. But you can basically see the standard files here. I'm going to upload this project that I've just developed, and I also did some case studies on this as well, on two different projects that I found on GitHub. So you're welcome to check those out as well. The analyzer is right here, so you can check that out as well. And if you don't want to compile it yourself, you can actually just look for the NuGet package called GDPR consent tools. Obviously, there are some iterations. All right, so thanks for watching, and hopefully you find that interesting. Goodbye.